Okay, a quick mini walk through my garden. You asked for it. So much stuff here. It's like a jungle. These are my favorite scarlet runner beans. I'll inform you more about those later. Tomatoes have grown so big. I've never seen tomato plants this high. I do not know what this means. I'm moving this kind of quickly because the bugs are eating me. Miserable little bugger. Just look at those tomato plants. My God. Okay, some of this stuff is a little bit past prime now because it's pretty hot in here, so all of my peas are sort of you know, at their peak, if you will. These are all my peas. There are more of these delightful scarlet runner beans brought to the US by the colonists back in the 1700s, and I'll explain more of that later. These I haven't weeded out yet. These are magnificent beans called Contender. Weird kind of a name, but when you look in here, there's just zillions of beans and beans and more beans. I don't even know if this video is going to work. I can't stand it anymore. Too much food, too many bugs. And here are more of my peas. These are bug, beat it. Okay, those are obviously peas, as you can see. So if anybody's in the mood for pea soup, this is the place to get it. And my cabbage, which has been great, but it's a cold weather crop, so the hot weather has taken our toll. Same with the lettuce. See, it's beginning to bolt. It's just too hot, but I've had a lot of good stuff already to eat, so some of the stuff, don't worry about it. If it looks like it's too late, I've already eaten a lot of it. This is the first row of cabbage I planted, so it took good root in the colder weather. And kale, which I love. Every night I get tons of this stuff. And okay, we move on. I just screwed up my poor zucchinis by putting some acid on it to remove some mildew. But I've had hundreds and hundreds of, not hundreds, dozens of great zucchinis. More tomatoes, endless tomato plants. This is my Italian cabbage and a whole bunch of carrots, which I've already eaten, and planted new ones, as you can see right there. This is an interesting film. And yeah, that's a potato plant I've started right there, because I'm through with the with the lettuce. And here, just more tomatoes. I don't even know how to show you all of this stuff. There's a huge zucchini plant. I've had a dozen or so zucchinis out of there, and they were the size of footballs, as long as baseball bats. And there are more beans and beans and more beans. And here's some peas, which might be a little bit late now for expecting much of these. And so I'm growing more beans to take over the ones that are already ready to eat. And here's an example of cabbage that probably isn't going to make it in the heat. And there are my onions and green peppers, paprika. And here we have honeydew melons, cantaloupe. I don't know what else. I got too much stuff here. And there, of course, are more beans, and there are more pole beans, and here are soya beans, and there are more peas. Pea soup, anybody? And here are more of my onions, and more of my all kinds of zucchinis and squash and various things. And I always plant new stuff, like new beans over here, that will then take place of the other ones that are now mature and being eaten. You have to always look ahead a little bit. And here's some little delicious salad greens I'm growing, some Russian kale and some more beans, and that's it, buddy. And there's my old trusty automobile, 25 years old, 400,000 miles, not even broken in. Okay, everybody. And actually, it's despite the bugs and the weird weather, it's been pretty nice. And it's extremely lush and green here. There's people growing food everywhere. So some put up fences, which I didn't, to keep out the deer, and I'm paying a bit of a price for that now. But hey, is it any more beautiful than the scarlet runner beans brought to the colonies back in 1710 or whatever? Okay, that's it, buddies. Goodbye.